What's up guys, Nito here, and I'm back with another episode of Noteworthy Interactions. So, in case you saw the last video I made, I was raving about the Corpsewalker boots, which basically just leave corpses as you run. So corpses just start spawning behind you. Last time I was playing with General's Cry. This time I'm doing Detonate Dead and cast while channeling Cyclone. So the idea is you run around, it spawns a bunch of corpses behind you, and then you just start spinning and it detonates all the corpses that you're spawning. And the idea here is that unlike other cast while channeling or cast on crit Detonate Dead builds, you don't need desecrate in your setup at all. So it just makes it so that you can have more damage supports on your main setup. The other thing is that Corpsewalker spawns pretty high level corpses. Even when you're equipping them, they only require level like 55 or something to equip. So for most of the game, as soon as you start leveling with these, the Detonate Deads will be exploding very high level corpses and doing an absolute ton of damage. So that's pretty cool. I'm also using Anomalous Detonate Dead, which has fire damage converted to chaos damage. And I'm using Consuming Dark. So combined with a 23 quality Anomalous Detonate Dead and Consuming Dark, you get 99% of fire damage converted to chaos damage. And I also have a 100% chance to poison, 60% from Consuming Dark, and the other 40% from Divergent Herald of Agony. And the idea is that because there's still 1% of our damage that does fire damage, we can ignite with that. We're a necromancer, so with Corpse Pact, I'll show you, we get shock and chill on all nearby enemies, and we also spawn corpses with higher life, which means that they deal more damage when detonated, and also corpses with at least one nearby corpse, which is always you're dealing 10% more damage and taking 10% reduced damage. And we get a bunch of regeneration, because this is a CI build. So we get a bunch of regeneration from Essence Glutton. The rest of this tree is like pretty unoptimized. You can see I'm not even using any cluster jewel setups or anything. So this was honestly, I meant this to be kind of more of an experiment of a character, and I didn't really plan it out at all. And it turned out to be insanely strong, like way, way, way better than I expected. I'm also using Replica Innsbury Edge, which applies withered on hit. So as I'm cycloning around, I'm just constantly applying withered to everything. It also makes us take 10% of physical damage taken as chaos damage. And since we're CI, that's just 10% less physical damage taken, basically. It also gives us some chaos damage leech. And I have the corruption that gives us fortify on melee hit, so we just get free fortify for cycloning around, which is great. And I'm using Yoke of Suffering because we're applying chill and shock with our corpses that we're spawning. We're applying ignites with the 1% fire damage from our explosions, and we're applying. I have a very small chance to apply bleed from the cyclone, and also we are poisoning because we're doing chaos damage. So you get a bunch of ailments that you're applying, so enemies are taking a lot of increased damage from Yoke of Suffering, which is pretty cool. And Incandescent Heart gives us 20% more elemental damage and 25% less elemental damage taken because of the same taken as chaos thing that this has. So yeah, it just kind of all works really nicely. It's pretty good defenses despite having relatively low ES right now. Obviously with better gear and more levels, you can get much higher ES. And I was planning on doing some cluster jewels with like energy from not giving us a bunch more ES. So that can go much higher, but you don't really even need it at this point, honestly. The damage is just like super good. So I'll just do this Minotaur map really quick and show you what it looks like.
Do you not have nets? soon forget. You're welcome. Goodbye.
So there you go. It's way stronger than I was expecting, honestly. And this, like, you don't need to be summoning corpses from desecrate. You don't need to manually do anything. It's all just automatic from the boots, and they seem to have pretty high base life. So yeah, I mean, it's quite strong, and you don't have to invest in like crit for cast on crit or anything. You know, you get to utilize elemental overload, and then that's all converted to chaos damage, and that poisons, and you know, you get like minus chaos res from poisoning. I have this anointed. You get a bunch of extra damage from higher corpse life stuff here, and overall, yeah, it just ended up being a super strong build, and I wasn't even really expecting it. But yeah, it just shows you that Corpsewalker boots are really awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching.